Hey, Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel. And I've been playing around making background paper, and let me pull you in a little bit closer. I should have done this prior to going, whoops, that's going out. Prior to going live, well, not live, but recording on this beautiful Sunday morning. But like I said, I've been playing around with some background papers, and when the set La Dolce Vita came into existence, all I saw in this was, oh, I need to make some lemon background paper. So that's what we're going to do today. And I've got the stencil, the stamp set, and the dies. But we're also going to do a mosaic, and I will edit this afterwards because when I'm coloring the background paper with all the lemons that I'm going to put on it, I'm going to fast forward through that. That way you don't have to waste your time watching that. And then I'll do the same thing when I'm putting the tiles together. So this is Sweetwater. I purchased my recording camera from Sweetwater. They're a music company or a music and sound uh, retail company that is here in the Fort Wayne area. And I've just got the sticker. They are not sponsoring this, but I have the sticker here so my camera has something to focus on. I had been using this and moving it around, but I thought, oh, let's put a plug in for Sweetwater because I really, really like them as a company. They're very community oriented. So let's get back to what we're doing today. And like I said, I will fast forward through all the pieces and parts that I can. So that way we keep this at a shorter video. So the inks I'm going to use today, this was just stuff I was playing around with, the blues. But with lemons, I'm going to go with a little bit of more of a Mediterranean um, feel. And let me pull you in even, oops, wrong way. Pull you in even closer so you can take a look at this. And these are the colors I am utilizing today. And I was just kind of playing around here, and these are it. Lucky Clover, Wild Dandelion, Blue Denim, Jelly Bean Green, and then of course I'm going to bring in my Memento Tuxedo Black. That's just, I have used that black for many a years. And let me get my pointer here. So you can see here I was kind of playing around with the lemon, and I'll show you on the stamp set here in just a minute. There's 3 different sizes of lemons in this set with the same artwork. And this down here, I used the Gina K Designs Whisper ink. I was just trying to see no line what it would look like, and you can't pick up the stems like you can over here. And this is warm cocoa. I like this, but I don't love this, so I decided to go with the Tuxedo Black. And then the greens here, believe it or not, these 2 greens are the same. This is just the Jelly Bean Green. And then up here I grabbed the Lucky Clover because I just felt this was a little dull. I needed to brighten it up, so I threw down some Lucky Clover to see how it would look on the stark white paper, and I really liked it, but I felt it was just a little bit too bright. So right here I put down a layer of the Jelly Bean Green, and then I put the Lucky Clover over it. I think this lemon here is the bomb. So let's get this all together and I will be right back. Okay, before I show you the stamp sets, I wanted to show you this. So this is what I woke up to this morning. I'm recording on a beautiful sunny morning, and this picture here is looking out our back window. We are in a neighborhood that has a retention pond in the center of it, and we just love it. So that's my view for today. So these 3 lemons, same graphic, just different sizes. We're going to utilize the middle one. So let me get that. popped up on, and yes, we're going to use blocks today, but some of the leaves that we're going to put around it. So interesting discovery on my part. So Gina K Designs, all at once, all occasions. I love this flower, this leaf pattern right here. And then the set that she's utilizing for scrapbook.com, their SBC Fest is March 13th, which is this coming Friday. The stamp in my left hand, this is the set that Gina's going to be using during her class and is exclusively available right now through scrapbook.com. And I'll have a link for everything down below. So that if you want to go shopping, you may. This is a really fun set. But you notice that leaf pattern, it's the exact same pattern, just in different sizes. So because, let me put this white cardstock behind it, it'll be easier to see. So here's the small lemon. That one works with that. That also works. Those two also work together. And then if I were utilizing the large lemon, this leaf pattern, it's too small. But look, that one's perfect for it. So even though it's the same artwork, I love the fact that it's multiple sizes. So we are indeed going to use this leaf because we're utilizing this lemon. And then in addition, I grabbed out, what is this? This is the original wreath builder. I might throw this on there, and as we go, I may look at some of these other elements. I don't know about that yet. So that's a maybe. And then from the textured silhouettes, I can't talk today. I don't know if it's the time change or what. I've grabbed this dot and this dot. And then from the lemon, the Dolce Vita, I've also grabbed this little spotted one. So we're going to get started. This is all random. And my card is going to be landscape instead of portrait. So my lemons, and I'll grab my Tuxedo black. I love the glass mat because it's so easy to clean. But when I'm sliding something around like this and going off the page, it's kind of, make sure I don't have it on my hand. It's kind of a problem. But then I can also, because I went off, you see how you've got, I went off because it's uneven surface. The ink from the bottom portion of that lemon didn't come off. So if I go off the page, I will see how it's all one because it was all on the cardstock. So let me do another one of those. See how there's a line right there? You want to make sure if you're doing multiple stampings like this and you go off your cardstock, you just want to make sure you do a stamp off. That way you take off the excess ink from the part of the stamp so you don't get uneven stamping on your cardstock. And let's do this up here. Oh, that's okay. Like I said, I'm cropping this up. And we're going to call that done for the lemon right now. And we'll color all these in, but I want to get some blue denim in there. And I'm going to use this leaf, which is from the All Occasions. All at Once, All Occasions. I'm just going to get this guy all primed and ready to go. There we go. Okay, so this is our panel so far. Let's do some little dots. So let's get some yellow in there. And I don't know if you can hear my phone. I'm sorry, I did not mute it. Let's try this guy. I think this is supposed to be patterns on the lemon. There. Now, wonder if I can do that with the black and if it'll look right. I don't know. So let me see. That may be too harsh, but I like the second generation stamping on this. Oh, I think this is neat. Okay, we're going to call this done for now. And then here's where it's going to get fun. So I have, oh, I didn't turn these on. I had some lights off. So let's do all of our leaves first. Let's do our jelly bean green. And I'm not sure. I think Lucky Clover was on this first or last. So I'm just going to rub off as much of that Lucky Clover. There. And I am going to not use my sticky mat. So let me grab my stencil. And there's the small. So here's the small, there's the medium, and this is the large lemon. And I'm not sure. Okay, and then one of these lemons was from, because there's a fourth lemon, this one here. I'm not sure which one that is. It really doesn't matter at this point. So what I want is right there in the middle. So I'm going to line that up with each one of these leaves. And I've got my jelly bean green. We're going to come in here, and I'm using the Gina K detail brushes, and we're just, this is easy and fast. See? Okay, so that is all of the jelly bean green, and I'm going to grab the Lucky Clover, and so I don't contaminate my pad, I'm going to just quickly rub off that jelly bean green. I think you're going to love what's going to happen, and let me clean this off real quick. Okay, let's get this going. Let's start with this guy right here. And load up some Lucky Clover. And you see how that bright, well, you might not be able to see it. Let's pull you in really close. You just see how much brighter that is from like this one right here. Stencil was a little off, or this one right here. That Lucky Clover just brightens it up a little. Pull you out just a little bit. And then I will work on getting the rest of these, and I'll chat at you here in a few minutes. there you go. We are done with the greens on this, and I think that is just stunning. So let me cue up the wild dandelion. I'm going to go ahead and go clean this stencil off, and let's get these lemons done. Let me grab my yellow, and I think this is, yep, wild dandelion was the last. Let me find that lemon. And we're just going to run this around and get these all colored in. So voila, that's what it's going to look like. See you in a few. And voila, we have lemon paper. I think this is just absolutely stunning. And I just had a dough moment. So I put the tile already together and realized I never hit record. So we are using this mosaic right here for the tile. And I grabbed the die and I cut a bunch out from blue denim and wild dandelion, and I've all the pieces and parts in here. Let me get this out of the way so I don't destroy it. And I'm going to put this die back where it belongs so I don't lose it. And this is what we're going to create. I think this is just stunning. So we're going to start with a piece of just scrap. This is just 80-pound cardstock, just some scrap, and it's 5.5, and I have it by 1.5. That really doesn't matter. That was just easy for me to work with. And I am going to get the middle of this, which is 2 3/4. And then the next piece I need, we're going to work with some press and seal. Oldie but a goodie. And just get a section of this. And the lovely thing about this glass mat is it sticks to it. I have the sticky side up, but it just, see how hard it was to slide this thing? It just works. So let me pull you in just a little bit closer, reconnect my remote so you can kind of see what I'm going to be doing. And again, I will fast forward this post taping. And oh, it sticks to me, see? And if you don't want that, you can tape it down. I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep my hand off of it. My head's going to get away. But I want that center with the center line on my glass mat. And I'm going to press that down to the press and seal. So here are all my pieces and parts. And when you're putting this down, you want to make sure the correct side or the right side is down. And I want, so you've got 2 different squares. You've got a square here with rounded corners, and then you've got a square with sharp. I want, and do I want to, like, I wonder if that would look better if it was turned. No, we're going to do it just like this. So right side is down, and I want my square corners, and I'm not going to use my tweezers. I'm going to use my hands. And oops, there is some dust because I had to, I'll get into that in just a minute. So I abutted this right down here, and I want this to be straight up and down, and it's not. There. So let me get my pointer. So there. I want this pretty centered down here, and I want the top of this to be centered up here. And then I'm just going to press this into the press and seal. And we're going to pick up our next. Same orientation. And I want to put a little white space between, but not a lot. I'm going to hold on to it down here at the bottom with my finger. And it looks fairly straight, so I'm going to go ahead and press that in the top. Come back out, and does it look straight? And I'm looking here, I can see the line behind, and it does look fairly straight. So we're just going to continue on, and again, I'm making sure the right side is down. And we're just going to come along here, same amount of space between. And I think we've got it. Yep. And go the other direction. And I'm butting up the bottom against the white cardstock. And that looks fairly straight. So I'm pressing it into the press and seal. And you're a little wonky. There we are. And my last blue one, and this is going to go off the side, which is just perfectly fine because I will trim that down too far over. So pick it up, hold it down, and I think that works. I think that's perfect. So I'm gonna, no, I'm not gonna pull you out. I'm just gonna grab an 80-pound piece of cardstock. And I'm going to slide this off without disturbing. See how that just stays? And I'm going to grab some Gina tape runner, just put down, and then I'm going to get this fairly straight. So I don't want this to move necessarily. And then on this, I'm going to grab the matte glue that Gina K carries. And I'm just going to, come on, get it started. Put some dots and beads of this glue around the edges. And I just want to make sure that we are recording because, like I was going to tell you earlier, I recorded this full panel, thought I recorded it. And then when I went to hit the pause button, realized I was paused the whole time. That was terrible, but that's okay. That's a first world problem. Okay, so now I'm just going to pick this up gently. Oh, hold on to both ends. I'm going to line up that white cardstock and voila. Oh, I just moved it. Oh, poo. That's okay, because we're going to glue a bunch of this. So let me get a big block, and I'm just going to put that on top of it. And yes, I did glue onto the side. That's okay. I'll clean up my glass mat, which is what I love about the glass mat. I can clean it up. Okay, and here's the reveal. If this works like it did the first time, this is going to be beautiful. It literally just peels right off. And you have your base. So let me pull that up, and I do have some glue around the edges, like because that mooshed over. I do have some glue in some areas that I didn't want it, but that's okay because it's gonna, that's why I used matte glue. It's going to dry clear. So let me clean this off real quick. I just want to spritz some alcohol and get that glue up and give this a sec to dry. But that's the basis for our, or the base for our mosaic tiles. Sorry. And let's see, what is next? Now we're going to actually glue our pieces and parts in. And I'm going to do the center one, and then I'll speed you up through all the rest of it. And blue, so here's my pieces and parts. So this is the inside. So blue, and then we have a yellow, the little blue dots, and then this blue center. So we're going to start with the yellow. Let me grab my tweezers, and I've got some cardstock dust, and we're going to use the matte glue again, because if it squishes out, I don't want it to show. I want it to dry clear. And get that tucked down on the inside. And get a block and put on there. Then I'm going to get this blue center. I'll get this done up with glue. And it's just going to slide right there in the center. Get that. And then all these little blue pieces. I was trying to do this with the wax tip of my Gina K pick and stick tool. Yeah, that wasn't working. So just put a little dot of glue with the tweezers. Slide it in there just like that. And I'll do each one of these. And then I'm going to get busy and get fast. These things, uh-oh, I lost him. He's in here somewhere. And had some glue leak out. There he is. I see him. You're hiding from me. There. These pieces are so little. Normally, I am not a small die patient person. But I saw this on the Dolce Vita, and I just had to do this. So let me push that down real quick. And there you go. Now I'm going to quickly go through and do this on all the rest of them. Okay, that was something else. Oops, had a little white one, or a little yellow one with the little dots. So I'm going to clean this up and we're going to finish this card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just quickly trim these off the edge, just to get them off the edge. Let me toss those, and I want to cut this down. Want a little bit of white there. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And what are we at here? So that's 1/4, 1 3/8. No. Yep. So 1 1/4. That's 1 1/2, too much. Too close. We'll do 1 3/8. Let's see what we get there. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. So let's do the same thing on this, and we'll use these here in just a moment. Let's see what we've got. Oh, I like a lot. Okay, so which one of these are we going to use? So this is 1 3/8 exactly. This is just slightly less than 1 3/8. So let's go ahead and use this. I'm going to get 1 1/2. Let's get 1 1/2 here. Because this is the effect I'm looking for right there. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so let me think a minute. Okay, because we're going to use Master Layouts 1, and I want this to fit on the top, which is 3 7/8 by 5. So this is, we need to take a 1/2 inch off of this, so I want this at 5. I'm going to turn that over to straighter edge. Cut that at 5. And on this one, I want to equally take off a 1/4 inch from each side. So I'm going to cut the first one 5 1/4, flip it around, and then we're going to cut it at 5. That way we've got equal, and this mosaic is right smack in the middle. I'll clean that off later. And perfect. So let's go ahead and get this glued down. And then we'll get the top panel of our card. I love the glue because I can move this around. That's perfect. Okay, let me put that block on there to get it glued down very well. And so we're going to need master layout 1 here. I always have to put them next to one another, so that's the smaller. Where's my lemons? We're going to cut our lemons in half. So 2 3/4. Nope. So because that's 4 1/4. 4 1/4 this way. So 2 1/8. 2 1/8. Perfect. And same thing with this. I'm going to cut this at 2 1/8. There. And both of these. Just some tape on the back. And we're going to end up making 2 cards today. So I'm going to do both of these just like this. I'm going to put a little more lemons on it. And I'm going to cut both of them exactly like this, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got these, and I cut them down as I was showing you using the Master Layouts 1. And here's those dimensions in case you don't have Master Layouts 1. So this panel measures 3 3/4 by 5, and it is a split panel, which is going to be hidden. And then the mat is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So let's go ahead and glue these panels down. I'm going to get some nice glue there in the middle, even though I'm going to have something on top of it. I still want it to be pieced together. Just like that. And I like the liquid glue because I can move it around just a smidge. There, that's perfect. And we'll do the same thing with this one. Sorry, I had to look up to make sure I hit record because I seem to be having a problem with that today. We'll get this centered on this panel. Oops, there we go. Awesome. Perfect. And let's go ahead and get our mosaic panels glued down. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. You don't need to see that anymore. Isn't this gorgeous? I just love this. So I want to make sure, because I'm going to use from Gina K Designs Handmade Holidays, I'm going to make some Mother's Day cards. So I want to make sure I get enough up there for Happy Mother's Day. So I think that's where I want it. Okay, that's perfect. So let me go ahead and get these glued down. And I'll grab my Misti and we'll stamp these and then finish this card. Make sure that's straight across. I think these are beautiful. I love this lemon paper. I'm going to have to make more of it because I have a lot more Mother's Day cards to make. Okay, make sure that's straight. It looks a little wonky to me. Nope, it's straight, but I am going to move, see if I can push it that way just a smidge. Yes, okay. Let me grab my Misti, and we're going to get this panel there. And let me get that sentiment. Make sure that's hip. Happy Mother's Day. And it's going to go right there. That just looks wonky. It does look wonky. I wasn't able to line it up because it was crooked in my head, or sideways. Oh, I just can't seem to line this one up. Okay, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. Get my little tool out here. And what color am I using? I think I'm going to use the blue denim. I don't want black, I want blue. Everything on this card is blue. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfectly lined up. And since this is brand new, I'm going to go ahead and wipe that down. Okay, let's get this sentiment done. And because that got on the glass, I just want to make sure that doesn't get on the card. And I'm going to go get my cube. Yep. Go get the cube. There. A little bit of imperfection on that stamp, but that's okay. All right, so let me peel this up. The next one down. Ink this up. And voila. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me put this stamp away and get a card base. And we'll finish. I'll have everything linked below. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, when you're down looking at all the items I've used today, if you would hit that subscribe button and then click that notification bell so that the next time I upload a video, you are notified. So these are card bases I buy from Cut Cardstock. They are A2 size. They already pre-score them for me. and all I have to do is fold them. They're 110-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White. I buy them in blocks of 250, and that way they're just at the ready anytime I need them. Oh, these are beautiful. This turned out way better than I thought it was going to in my head. Because, you know, sometimes you have designs in your head and you put them down in cardstock and it didn't work. And other times it comes out way better than you expected. So I'm going to put in some fun yellow confetti that I got from Cartwright Sequins and Beads, and this is lemon yellow. And let me close up my Tombow glue and get back out my matte glue. We're going to do some happy yellow sequins. And actually these are confetti because they don't have the hole in the middle. So, and they have a concave direction. And I might have some glue on. Yeah, I have some glue on my wax tip when I was using it earlier. So let me try this again. There we go. Get this turned over. There, I just had to wipe the end off. Oops, that one's got a piece taken out of the middle. These just don't want to stay down. There we go. I just wasn't holding it long enough. I really like this. A little bit larger one. Here we go. Okay, so this is it. And while you're down looking in the description, if you would also hit that like button, that helps me in YouTube with the algorithm. So here we are. I appreciate you coming along on this long video. I will have shortened it, hopefully, to more manageable. But until next time, happy stamping.